All right. All right, now we live. Now we live. Now we live. Let's test this out real quickly. Test. Did that hit? Think it hit. Evening, guys. Checking again. I'm just trying to make sure it's working. I gotta refresh this. There we go. Hi there. All right, DNC day 3. Let's do this. Test response. It's working. I'm eating. Oh, you can hear me, not the screen? Hold up.
Promise powerful.
How's that?
And pure. Divided we cannot endure, but
Got you.
united we can endeavor to humanize our democracy and endear democracy to humanity. And make
Is it working
no
now?
mistake, cohering is the hardest task
There we go.
history ever wrote. But tomorrow is not written by our odds of hardship, but by the audacity of our hope, by the vitality of our vote. Only now, approaching this rare air, are we aware that perhaps the American dream is no dream at all, but instead a dare to dream together.
Thank you, Laird. Thank you for the kind words about my content. Appreciate it. Get some sleep, dude. It's 4:30 over there.
Like a million roots tethered, branching up humbly, making one tree. This is our country from many, won from battles, won our freedoms, sung. Our kingdom come has just begun.
Slam poets.
We redeem this sacred scene, ready for our journey from it. Together, we must birth this early republic and achieve an unearthly summit. Let us not just believe in the American dream. Let us be worthy of it.
Let's go. Button poetry is about to clip that. Watch. Oh, let me turn off monetization too, because I don't want that smoke. There we go.
There's a word I heard. The word is called freedom. Can you tell me what it means?
Interesting. Let me think about that for a second.
The spirit of freedom.
I'm not feeling this ad right now.
For me? Oh, yeah.
Freedom, to me, means choice.
The ability to laugh with friends.
Be who you want to be. Go where you want to go.
Living your life day to day. Having new chapters in that life.
I believe in having your own rights and being able to do what you want.
They made there was an article I read that said that something that effectively Democrats are doing. What's for dinner? Pasta. That I got. It's the freaking Bertolli pasta in a pan. I cook normally for myself, but I want something quick.
Being of my soul. Being able to start a family when I want to. being able to, you know, support the missions that I want to go to the church that I want to.
Freedom from
Everyone has the same opportunities.
Well, something that I read in an article that Democrats were being really effective using Republican like framing for progressive policies, which I think is really smart, like centering it around freedom and stuff like that, as opposed to, you know, because then it seems more proactive.
I know it sounds trite, but it's the truth.
I grew up with a single mom,
like framing progressive
and
policies
she
is
really
patriotic.
Imbued in me these qualities that you just really have to care about your neighbors and your family and your friends.
I feel like the American dream is having opportunities, having the opportunity to go to college if you want to, having the opportunity to get any job you can, no matter who you are or where you come from.
The American dream is about having the ability to make choices about your medical care and do whatever you want to do with your life without anybody telling you if it's good or not.
We are in an incredible moment in history. We've seen women stripped of their most fundamental right to autonomy over their bodies.
The freedom to make choices about your body, your life, your career should be entirely in your control.
But I have found that good people want to do good things.
That you find a way to move forward under ugly and scary circumstances.
The work that lies ahead is to make America live up to its highest ideals. And, you know, we're
like, I get the idea, but like they've had great video packages the last couple days. These are not hitting as well.
Coming together.
We have to bring back that respect for everyone.
I don't think we're as divided as we seem.
It's interesting.
Let's come together as one.
They're constructing
big
packages for
I
different
feel like
days.
we are on the verge of something very
First day is very Biden loyalist. Second day is the Obama coalition, which I think worked really well. That's why they had Bernie Sanders there, because a lot of that coalition moved over to Sanders.
If not more freedoms than we had.
I believe in a future where my mom can feel safe no matter where she is in the country.
A future that is filled with a healthy and vibrant planet where families are not separated by fences or jail bars.
A future in which we all get what we need.
I want to say that for people who are younger than me.
Hopefully the kids I teach can chase their dreams and believe in what they want to be.
I want a future for him that he knows that he's covered and protected.
Everyone should think about what we can leave to the next generation. It's our responsibility. It's what we have to do.
My name's Tyler.
My name's Yvette.
And we believe in love.
I'm Alex.
I'm Kiara.
My name is Steven. My name is Charlie. I'm a proud 7th generation Texan.
I am from Waterford, Michigan, just north of Detroit.
I'm from East Tennessee.
And we believe in the American dream.
We believe in a better world for our child, and we believe in this country.
My name is Karen, and I believe in justice.
My name is
It's a little too saccharine for me.
My name is
Right,
James.
not to disabuse any of the people in the photo. Obviously,
freedom. My name is Gina, and I believe in freedom.
Obviously, people care, but like whoever directed this
to work together.
is directing it like it's 2010 and not like it's 2024. For sure, when NASA gets program funding, yes. Yeah, dude, this is an ad from 2010 juxtaposed in 2024. That's how it feels like.
Please welcome Oprah Winfrey.
Oh God. Okay, yeah, I know where we're going. Not that anything's wrong with Oprah, but like I know that ad followed by Oprah. Okay, I know what crowd they're trying to get. Yes. It's for older, which is fine. I think I don't think it's for older people. I think it's for more. It's for different generations. They're trying to hit different generations each night.
Who says you can't go home again? After watching the Obamas last night, that was some epic fire, wasn't it? Some epic fire. now so fired up, we can't wait to leave here and do something. And what we're going to do is elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think that's a bad idea.
I am so honored
for them to go
to have been asked to speak on tonight's theme.
To them to go
about
this
what
demo.
matters
I don't think it's a bad idea.
To me, to you, and all of us Americans, freedom. There are people who want you to see our country
Taylor Swift tomorrow.
as a nation
I wouldn't
of
put it
us
past.
against them. People who want to scare
I think
you,
tomorrow is going to be a unity night where
people
it's
who
going to be
have
very
you
current,
believe
I feel
that
like.
books are dangerous and assault rifles are safe. That there's a right way to worship and a wrong way to love. People who seek first to divide and then to conquer. But here's the thing. When we stand together, it is impossible to conquer us. In the words of an extraordinary American, the late Congressman John Lewis,
Kendrick is tomorrow.
he said, no matter what ship our ancestors arrived on, we are all in the same boat now.
Yeah, I think the reason this is smart. I'm not trying to mute Oprah, but like the reason this is smart is for multiple reasons, right?
Who helped to get us where we are.
It makes more sense why, like first off, I think the uncommitted movement should definitely have a speaker on there. I think it's ridiculous that they don't.
Isn't free. America is an ongoing project. It requires commitment.
But it makes sense the way they've structured specifically this. Even like Mindy Kaling, like the audience they're trying to hit. This is gonna go out of the park with certain people. And certain people are gonna be like, this is cringe. But I mean, it's not meant for them. They're trying to build up to Tim Walz right now, which makes a lot of sense.
I know this.
You build up the runway to Tim Walz different than you do Obama and Michelle.
In Tennessee.
Barack Obama and Michelle Obama.
In Wisconsin, Maryland, Indiana, Florida, Hawaii, Colorado, California, and California. And sweet home Chicago, Illinois. I have actually traveled this country from the redwood forest, love those redwoods, to
middle-aged Midwest housewives. Hey, man.
I've seen racism.
Those housewives also
and
vote.
Sexism and income inequality and division. I've not only seen it, at times I've been on the receiving end of it. But more often than not, what I've witnessed and experienced are human beings, both conservative and liberal, who may not agree with each other, but who'd still help you in a heartbeat if you were in trouble. These are the people who make me proud to say that I am an American. They are the best of America. And despite what some would have you think, we are not so different from our neighbors. When a house is on fire, we don't ask about the homeowner's race or religion. We don't wonder who their partner is or how they voted. No. We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady.
Cute. 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 I enjoy. I approve.
Well, we try to get that cat out too.
Good line. Good line.
Because we are a country of people who work hard for the money. We wish our brothers and sisters well, and we pray for peace. We know all the old tricks and tropes that are designed to distract us from what actually matters. But we are beyond ridiculous tweets and lies and foolery. These are complicated times, people, and they require
Say demure, Oprah.
adult conversation.
We're very mindful, very demure.
And I welcome
Gen X
those
won't get it.
conversations because civilized
You get freedom.
debate
Everyone,
is
look
vital
under
to
your
democracy,
seats. You get freedom,
it is
and you
the
get
best
freedom.
of America. Now, over the last couple of nights, we have all seen brave people walk onto this stage and share their most private pain. Amanda and Josh, Caitlin, Hadley, they told us their stories of rape and incest and near-death experiences from having the state deny them the abortion that their doctor explained was medically necessary. And they've told us these things for one reason, and that is to keep what happened to them from happening to anybody else. Because if you do not have autonomy over this, if you cannot control
This is
when
an
and how
effective
you
part of this
choose
speech. Really
to bring
effective.
your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream.
That was really strong. That was really strong.
The women, men
Oprah.
who are battling to keep us from going back to a time of desperation and shame and stone cold fear, they are the new freedom fighters.
Josh Shapiro is
And
very,
make
very
no
popular.
mistake,
Like,
they
knows
are the
is
best
on
of
his TikTok
America.
game. His TikTok game is strong. I mean, it's like a guy with a TikTok team, but it's a strong
about
TikTok team.
Somebody who's not with us tonight. Tessie Prevost Williams was born in New Orleans not long after the Supreme Court ruled that segregated public schools were unconstitutional. That was in 1954, same year I was born. But I didn't have to head to first grade at the all-white McDonough 19 school with a U.S. Marshal by my side.
Wait, is
like
Oprah
Tessie
78?
did. And when I got to school, the building wasn't empty like it was for Tessie. You see, rather than allowing McDonough to be integrated, parents pulled their
Oprah's
kids
70.
out of the school.
Damn, dude.
Leaving only Tessie
Oprah does not
and
look
2
70.
other little black girls, Gail Etienne and Leona Tate, to sit in a classroom with the windows
Oprah looked like
papered
50.
over to block snipers from attacking their 6-year-old bodies. Tessie passed away 6 weeks ago. And I tell this story to honor her tonight because she...
And you can tell she's choked up by it, too.
She, like Ruby Bridges and her friends, Leona and Gail, the New Orleans Four, they were called. They broke barriers, and they paid dearly for it. But it was the grace and guts and courage of women like Tessie Prevost Williams that paved the way for another young girl who 9 years later became part of the second class to integrate the public schools in Berkeley, California.
Well fucking done. What a segue.
That at school and at home, somebody did a beautiful job of showing this young girl how to challenge the people at the top and empower the people at the bottom. They showed her how to look at the world and see not just what is, but what can be. They instilled in her a passion for justice and freedom and the glorious fighting spirit necessary to pursue that passion. And soon, and very soon,
Oh, Oprah just playing now. She just riffing. Oh my God, look at her.
We're going to be teaching our daughters and sons about how this child of an Indian mother and a Jamaican father, 2 idealistic, energetic immigrants, how this child grew up to become the 47th President of the United States.
Oprah started at like a 5 in terms of energy. Like, all right, we got Gen X, and she is now just like very like right behind Michelle Obama, just like, hey, what's up? I'm here. She's easily, this speech is a 9 right now.
You know.
This will be effective everywhere.
Let me tell you this. This election isn't about us and them. It's about you and me. And what we want our futures to look like. There are choices to be made when we cast our ballot. Now, there's a certain candidate that says if we just go to the polls this one time, that we'll never have to do it again. Well, you know what? You're looking at a registered independent who's proud to vote again and again and again because I'm an American and that's what Americans do. Voting is the best of America. And I have always, since I was eligible to vote, I've always voted my values. And that is what is needed in this election now more than ever. So I'm calling on all you independents and all you undecideds.
That is,
You know this is true. You know I'm telling you the truth, that values and character matter most of all.
Oprah just
in leadership,
barring up, dude.
And in life. And more than anything, you know this is true, that decency and respect are on the ballot in 2024.
Dude, if we're comparing basketball players right now, Oprah is LeBron.
Common sense.
Old, but
common sense tells you
still in shape. When she got it, she got it.
Tim Walz can give us decency and respect.
How many 7-year-olds came on the stage and have had even a fraction of the energy she has right now?
We are Americans. Let us choose loyalty to the Constitution over loyalty to any individual. Because that's the best of America. And let us choose optimism over cynicism, because that's the best of America. Let us choose inclusion over retribution. Let us choose common sense over nonsense.
Good shit. Good bar.
Because that's the best of America. And let us choose the sweet promise of tomorrow over the bitter return to yesterday. We won't go back. We won't be set back, pushed back, bullied back, kicked back. We're not going back.
Good. That's the most effective framing I've seen of that. That's the most effective. Since the first time, best framing.
Let us choose. Let us choose truth. Let us choose honor. And let us choose joy.
The meme.
Because that's the best of America. But more than anything else, let us choose freedom. Why? Because that's the best of America.
Okay, we get it. We get that.
We're all Americans, and together, let's all choose Kamala Harris. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you, America.
I have to do like a game where like you take a shot every single time. I'm muting it right now because there's gonna be fucking copyrighted music that plays. Probably. No, we're good. Okay. Yeah, she hit this out the park, dude. She did an amazing job. Oh, students
Here's
remember
what I
Governor
want
Walz.
people to know about Tim Walz.
Well, everybody at Mankato West High School loved Tim Walz.
Yeah, I mean, Tim was jovial.
When he would start teaching, it was like full contact teaching. You could not help.
Still
but be
patiently waiting for
interested in
Pinder's
what he
speech.
was
Thanks,
talking about.
J-Cass. I think he's doing it tonight. I think he's right here.
He wanted to know what interested you, how to engage you, what you were excited about.
Rappers take notes if you want great hits. I don't know about that. I mean, Oprah said some questionable things about rappers, so I feel
basketball coach
should have been given a little bit more grace from her. But it's all
the
good.
person building the sets.
I don't think that there has ever been a moment where I've seen Tim exhausted from giving or engaging. He always seems like that person that's got the never-ending gas tank.
There's got to be one student that's like Tim, I came in during summer school, and Tim just would not accept this assignment. It was like a day late, okay? All right? I had trouble, all right? I was just trying to figure it out. I came in, he wasn't accepting of it. Got a B minus. It's bullshit.
Being in his classroom.
Please welcome Maryland Governor Wes Moore.
Okay, I can't like play this song because the song is. I feel like I should just freestyle for when people come out. I'm fucking Wes Moore. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. Nah, that doesn't rhyme. I'm a rapper. I fucked that up already.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wes Moore. Y'all better not get bored.
On March 26th.
I'm so buff, I only do full core.
At 1:30 in the morning, a container ship, the length of 3 football fields, slammed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore.
Yeah. Bro, we have had such crazy news this year. I feel like I don't even.
A port that drives 13% of our state's economy was now closed.
Because less is more.
Thousands of workers were hours away from waking up
Killed
and
this speech
realizing
and I'll
they
get an
no longer
encore.
had a job.
I don't know what y'all
6
for.
Marylanders who had been on the bridge in the middle of the night fixing potholes.
Let's go.
Lost their lives. And one of the first phone calls that I got that morning started with these 3 words. Gov, it's Kamala. She said, I know you spoke to the president, and I want you to know we are here with you every step of the way. Now, I joined the Army when I was 17. In fact, I was too young to sign the paperwork.
I'll improv rap. King Jim, for $5, yeah, I'll do that. I got you.
I don't have bone spurs.
Improv rap's coming in, y'all. Oh shit. Oh shit. What was that line? Sorry. I'm gonna rewind for like a second. What did he say?
I had to ask my mom to sign the paperwork for me because I don't have bone spurs.
All right, bars.
And my training taught me that you never learn anything about anybody when times are easy. You learn everything you need to know about somebody when times are hard and when the temperature gets turned up. And America, I saw that Kamala Harris is the right one to lead in this moment firsthand. And united with the Almighty God's grace, we brought closure to the families of the 6 victims. And while many said it could take 11 months to reopen the port of Baltimore, we got it done in 11 weeks.
Oh, this guy was also famous because he got a lot of shit from the right wing for just being a black mayor.
That is the story of America. We are a nation of patriots who serve when the mission is hard and who serve when the destination is uncertain. And I know our history is imperfect. The unevenness of the American journey has made some skeptical. But I'm not asking you to give up your skepticism. I just want that skepticism to be your companion and not your captor.
That's a good fucking line. Wow.
And I'm asking that you join us in the work. Because making America great doesn't mean telling people you're not wanted. And loving your country does not mean lying about its history.
Good line.
Making America great means saying the ambitions
He's
of
got a
this
little bit more
country
energy than Obama,
would
I
be
think.
incomplete
Obama's very
without your help.
professorial and
It's the legacy
very
of
folksy.
those 6 workers who fixed potholes on a bridge while we slept.
He got shit for wearing a normal T-shirt
Who
after
were
the
born
accident.
in a
That's
different
ridiculous.
country, but who knew that America
Getting
was
shit
big
for it.
enough for them too.
He's doing great. God damn.
It's the journey. It's the journey of a man raised by a remarkable immigrant single mom, a man who felt handcuffs on his wrist at 11 years old, who now stands before you as the 63rd governor of Maryland and the first black governor in the history of our state.
Let's go. Talk your shit, dude. Talk it. Let them know.
It's the story. It's the story of a prosecutor who defended our freedoms and had Maryland's back when we needed it most. And now, MVP, we've got your back as well. That's right. It's my fellow veteran,
Kaikatsu wanted to move to Baltimore.
my
You're
brother,
Canadian.
and the next Vice President of the United States, Tim Walz.
Yo, Walz is gonna crush this thing, dude.
And now,
This is too easy.
Tim knows that in the military, you count the days towards mission completion. So guess what, y'all? We have got 75 days and a wake up until Election Day.
Let's go.
75 days in a wake-up for us to prove what Americans can do when the pressure is on. 75 days in a wake-up for us to show that true patriots do not whine and complain. We put our heads down and we get to work. 75 days and a wake-up to build a future that those who came before us hope for, and those who come after us that they deserve. And 75 days and a wake up to elect a leader who is willing to believe in the best of us, and that leader is Kamala Harris, the next president of the United States. Thank you, God bless you, and let's leave no one behind.
Great job.
Please welcome former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
There we go. I'm muting the... I have to rap. Goddamn.
Good evening, Democrats.
Mayor Pete, bringing the heat. Looking at Fox News and probably hitting delete. I beat them over the head. I stomp them over their feet.
Here's a sentence I never thought
I know that they can't reach. They're probably drinking their bleach like, whoo!
I'm Pete Buttigieg.
Mayor Pete.
Recognize me from
I'm
Fox.
played by Colin Jost.
I believe in going anywhere, in service of a good cause, and friends, we gather in a very good cause, electing Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, the next President and Vice President of the United States. The choice could not be clearer. Donald Trump rants about law and order. As if he wasn't a convicted criminal running against a prosecutor. As if we were going to forget that crime was higher on his watch. Talks about the forgotten man, hoping we'll forget that the only economic promise that he actually kept was to cut taxes for the rich. And don't even get me started on his new running mate. At least
Eric,
Mike
rapping
Pence
all day,
was
bro.
Polite.
What channel are you on? What do you think this is?
J.D. Vance is one of those guys who thinks if you don't live the
I'm
life
kidding.
that he has in
Or am
mind for
I?
you, then you don't count. Someone who said that if you don't have kids, you have, quote, no physical commitment to the future of this country. You know, Senator, when I deployed to Afghanistan, I didn't have kids then. Many of the men and women who went outside the wire
Pete is
with me
definitely
didn't have kids
mewing
either.
right
But
now.
let me tell you, our commitment to the future of this country was pretty damn physical.
It's effective. Yeah, Vance is getting his ass kicked, dude. Vance is not.
Choosing a guy like J.D. Vance to be America's next vice president sends a message. And the message is that they are doubling down on negativity and grievance. Committing to a concept of campaigning best summed up in one word: darkness. Darkness is what they are selling. The thing is, I just don't believe
I know you're joking, Eric.
that
I'm just giving you
America
shit.
today is in the market
I'm just joking
for
with you, brother.
darkness.
Very demure. Very toxic.
I believe America
Eric, you
is
see how
ready
Eric-
for a better kind of politics. Yes, politics at its worst can be ugly, crushing, demeaning, but it doesn't have to be. At its best, politics can be empowering, uplifting. It can even be a kind of soul craft.
Okay,
My faith teaches me that the world isn't
Pete.
made up of good people and bad people, but rather that each of us is capable of good and bad things. And I believe leaders matter because of what they bring out in each of us, the good or the bad. Right now, the other side is appealing to what is smallest within you. They're telling you that greatness comes from going back
Derpy,
to
I
the
was like,
past.
darkness.
They're telling you that anyone different from you is a threat. They're telling you that your neighbor or nephew or daughter who
This is why I don't think this speech is going well. It's fine. It's not going bad at all. It's just like he had me in the first few minutes, and then he said like darkness, and he's trying to make these guys out to be the boogeyman. We know they're the boogeyman. Him hitting J.D. Vance was way better. This is all right.
That Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are offering, and as you have felt these many days, that kind of politics also just feels better to be part of.
It's better.
There
Why
is
aren't I at the?
joy
Why am
in
I
it,
not at the DNC?
as well
I
as
didn't know I
power.
could get a press pass, and I
And
could
if
have.
all of that sounds naive,
If I knew Phil
let
was
me
applying, I
insist
would have
that
applied
I
as
come
well.
to this view, not by way of idealism, but by way of
He
experience.
messaged me a week like we were
just
talking
the
about the
experience
NBA
of
finals,
my
and he messaged me a week ago
unlikely
said like,
career.
"Hey, I'm going to the DNC."
Someone
I'm like,
me
"Oh, okay."
Serving in Indiana, serving in Washington.
I should have done that.
Serving in uniform.
I have a crazy collab
I'm
coming next
thinking
week,
of
so
something
I'm happy though.
much more basic.
That travel's
I'm
gonna be
thinking of
wild.
dinner time at our house in Michigan. When the dog is barking and the air fryer is beeping and the mac and cheese is boiling over, and it feels like all the political negotiating experience in the world is not enough for me to get our 3-year-old son and our 3-year-old daughter to just wash their hands and sit at the table.
I just want to clarify. Pete very specifically chose mac and cheese.
Part of our
Don't
day
you're not
when
you're not
politics
fooling anybody,
seems
bro.
The most distant, and yet the makeup of our kitchen table, the existence of my family, is just one example of something that was literally impossible. As recently as 25 years ago, when an anxious teenager growing up in Indiana wondered if he would ever find belonging in this world. This kind of life went from impossible.
Yeah, who's boiling over mac and cheese, bro?
From possible to real. From real to almost
Pete, be honest
ordinary.
with me. Pete, you using water in that mac and cheese, bro? It's okay. We all do it sometimes. But if that's Kraft mac and cheese, man.
That didn't just happen. It was brought about through idealism and courage, through organizing and persuasion and storytelling, and yes, through politics, the right kind of politics. The kind of politics that can make an impossible dream into an everyday reality. I don't presume to know what it's like in your kitchen, but I know, as sure as I am standing here, that everything in it, the bills you pay at that table, the shape of the family that sits there, the fears and the dreams that you talk about late into the night there, all of it compels us to demand more from our politics than a rerun of some TV wrestling death match.
That's an okay line. I like.
So this November, we get to choose. We get to choose our president. We get to choose our policies, but most of all, we will choose a better politics. A politics that calls us to our better selves and offers us a better everyday. That is what Kamala Harris and Tim Walz represents. That is what Democrats represent. That is what awaits us when America decides to end Trump's politics of darkness once and for all. That is what we choose when we embrace the leaders who are out there building bridges and reject the ones who are out there banning books. This is what we will work for every day to November and beyond. So let's go win this. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you.
The wrestling card death match was hot. It was good. That's solid. Again, I just think him being like there is a darkness coming for America, is a lot. And I think like some of the best parts about this whole campaign have been, okay, let's not try to scare you into voting. Let's inspire you into voting. Like that's been some of the best stuff. And whenever he was being inspiring, it was great. Also, him going back to like the kitchen table stuff, which is a very like basic. It's such a basic political tool. You saw that one lady's like, "Hey, we have many of our conversations at the kitchen." That like one crazy lady who smiled a bunch. Like the kitchen table metaphor, I don't think is needed. I get it. But the mac and cheese, like that was a very specific dish you chose, Pete. Like Pete, like, bro, if you're really cooking mac and cheese, Pete, I want the recipe. I want the recipe. I need to test it. All right. But no, he's also a gifted orator. Like the thing is, Pete Buttigieg is really good at like talking, and he's amazing at dismantling talking points. And when he's off the leash and going at people, he's fucking dope. Who is it? Because I don't want to jump in and get a copyright strike.
Queen of percussion, Sheila E.
Oh, Sheila E. Oh, we got music. Is that Petite? Oh, and no, that's John Legend. Petite is a kid I went to school with. I was like, what the fuck? I'm not monetized this time.
What we do, oh,
All right, I'll be honest. I'm gonna go wash my plate and then come back. All right. Enjoy John Legend killing it. Second, as I watched John Legend. Oh, okay. You doing? Oh, what? Did I miss a solo? Wait, what?
Incredible. I just want to say I feel so motivated after tonight. It's like never been more clear that if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are elected this November, they're going to protect our freedoms. The freedom to read whatever books you want. The freedom to work one job and afford your rent. And Kamala Harris and Tim Walz will protect your freedom to start a family on your own terms.
You hate that I'm sorry that the stream is like 12 seconds late, bro. I apologize.
So guys, let's do it. It's time. Let's nominate the next Vice President of the United States, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. And to take us there, please welcome to the stage Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar.
All right, Amy.
Okay, that was a warm-up act. On behalf of the great state of Minnesota, where purple reigns, I stand before you in support of our next Vice President, Tim Walz.
No offense to Amy, but I kind of wonder what it was like backstage with Pete, because they went at it at the Democratic debate a few years ago. Probably water under the bridge, but you never know.
That was 0-27 into state champions.
I too like his top hat, Purgy.
In Minnesota, we trust a hunter who has stood in a deer stand in 10-degree weather. In Minnesota, we trust a candidate who has made a viral video on how to change a burnt-out headlight. And I know we aren't alone, but in Minnesota, we love a dad in plaid.
I don't want to hate on Amy Klobuchar, but I'm not feeling the
Tim and I go way back.
Klobuchar momentum.
He taught high school right down the road from where my husband John grew up. My mother-in-law even brought him and Gwen a Parmesan chicken dinner when their son was born. That's what we do in America. We look out for our neighbors.
Parmesan chicken dinners.
Tim has been doing
bubbling
that
over mac and
his
cheese.
whole life, on the farm and in the factory, with his students and his fellow service members. And the truth is, that matters. Who better to take on the price of gas than a guy who could pull over to help change your tire? Who better to serve our nation than a guy who has served in
This
uniform?
is very Pokemon Go to the polls. I'm sorry,
Who
Amy.
better to find common ground than a guy with Midwestern common sense? A former football coach knows how to level the playing field.
Okay, Amy, no.
And a former public school teacher knows how to school the likes of J.D. Vance. What you've done
When
with
Tim
your
Walz
life matters.
touches
And
down,
what you do with
he's going to
power
really
matters
make it
too.
pop off.
Tim has delivered paid leave, school lunches, and the biggest tax cut in Minnesota history. A Democrat from a red district in a purple state, Tim has brought Minnesota together. And
It gives
together
everybody a
with
chance to
Vice
catch their
President
breath before
Kamala
Walz's
Harris,
speech. I agree.
know he will do the
I agree,
same
but it's
for
just
our
so
nation.
it's just so how are you, fellow kids? That's what I'm saying. Again, I'm not trying to shit on people, guys. I'm just trying to talk about the way it's coming off because these are all ads,
so much
pretty much.
that connects us. Way up north in Minnesota, out of Lake Itasca, flows the Mississippi River. It starts small and it grows wider. It flows down to Wisconsin and to Iowa. It goes down to Illinois and to Missouri. It goes to Kentucky and Tennessee.
Really pulling a ray gun up there. Okay, let's be very. That's a lot. It's not a ray gun. Okay, Nancy's not doing the kangaroo. Okay, she's Nancy's still giving a speech. Reagan was not breakdancing. Reagan was doing a dead caterpillar there.
Resilience abounds. So let us commit here and now to cross the river of our divides to get to a higher ground. And let us join together to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
I need everybody to go back in time and send Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar's speech like back to back. Send a video of these two speeches back in time to 2020. And I will bet you it will save a lot of people trouble because
Please welcome
I remember they were
Ingman from Minnesota.
I remember there was a large rivalry between the two at the time, and there's no rivalry here. Pete had some cringe moments in his speech, but he's a great orator. Amy it was just very cringe.
Out of a snowbank. I know this because Tim Walz has pushed me out of a snowbank.
Immediately. I believe that. Where was that, Amy?
Walz's in Mankato. Mr. Walz was also my geography teacher and my coach. Not for high school football, but for 7th grade basketball and track. So what was a high school football coach doing, coaching 7th grade basketball and track? Well, there was a kid in the high school who couldn't afford to pay for lunch, and he ran up a lot of debt.
White Drake's
Tim and
doing
Gwen
pretty good, though.
Decided they'd help pay it off. They started calling around the district to see if there were any positions they could fill to make a little extra money, and that's how he wound up coaching us 7th graders. That's right. Coach Walz got us excited about what we might achieve together. He believed in us, and he helped us believe in each other. And his leadership stuck. That track team went on to win a state title, just like the football team. That's right. Speaking of which, come on out, Scarlets. Yeah!
That's cool. I know a lot of those guys are like, we gotta get to dinner, guys. What are we clapping for? I get it. Let's continue the speech.
You know, all this got me thinking about the kinds of leaders we need. We want the people in charge to be genuine.
Does Ye still have, forget RFK, does Ye still have a path to victory?
The thing is, there are people in our neighborhoods who fit this description.
How much do you think, how much of the RFK vote is Ye
display
going to take when he comes back in?
By helping kids pay for their lunches. By bringing teams together to believe in each other. And when we're stuck in the snow, they push us out. Well,
White Drake's doing really well, man.
We always wish that people like that would run for office. Well, in my neighborhood, someone like that did run for office. And he's going to be a wonderful vice president. Thanks very much.
Out here in the wide open spaces, we are reminded of the values
Yeah,
we
they're
share.
trying to get the
Commitment
Midwest
to community,
with these speeches.
Country, and standing up for what's right. Tim Walz grew up in a small town in Nebraska where he spent summers working the family farm. There were just
My dad went to
24
University of
students
Nebraska.
in his graduating class. His dad served during the Korean War, and that meant
Oh,
a
you're
lot to
narrating,
Tim.
Gwen?
So he enlisted right after his 17th birthday and served 24 years in the National Guard, rising to Command Sergeant Major. Tim went to college on the GI Bill and became a social studies teacher. That's where Tim and I met. We shared a classroom with a divider right down the middle. His classroom was a lot louder than mine, but I could hear how engaged his students were. Tim taught for over 15 years, and he coached football, helping lead the team to a state championship after 0 wins just a few years before. Tim taught them how to believe in
Good shit.
themselves and that we're all in this together. When one of our students started the school's Gay-Straight Alliance, Tim agreed to serve as faculty advisor because he knew how impactful it would be to have a football coach involved. He inspired his students, and he changed lives.
He is just so joyful in everything that he does, but I think also standing up for, you know, what he believes to be right, stands up to bullies.
Then, Tim's students inspired him to run for Congress in southern Minnesota. Tim spent a lot of time working with Republicans, fighting to
Classrooms
help
with
farmers
dividers, if
and
you know, you
expanding
know.
veterans'
Cute.
benefits. Whether it was in Congress or as governor, his focus has always been helping working
Kearney
people
or
like
Lincoln?
those he grew up with. That's why he fought for
I
the
don't know the
largest
question.
tax cut in Minnesota state
Kearney or
history.
Lincoln?
But Tim Walz was there for small businesses like ours.
With the urging of Governor Walz, we were able to pass the Alex Smith
God damn it! I'll never see him as White Drake. Heck you, chatter.
With Tim as
Heck
governor,
you.
Minnesota is one of the best places to raise a family.
Hey, don't be-
And one of
hey.
the best states for business. Tim's a
White Drake's
lifelong
my
hunter
dude.
and gun owner.
I got my eyes
But
on
after
you.
the Sandy Hook school shooting, he knew that we had to do something. So he's fought for background checks and red flag laws. But of all the things he's done, Tim loves being a dad. We struggled to have kids, and fertility treatments made it possible. There's a reason our daughter is named Hope. Hope and Gus mean the world to us.
Governor Walz making good on a promise to his son and family yesterday by getting them a puppy.
Then we're gonna go get some food, corn dog,
I'm vegetarian.
turkey then, and then,
Turkey's meat.
not in Minnesota, turkey special.
He's as at home
I thought
on
that.
a farm, a fishing boat, a football field, or a factory floor.
The thing
as
is,
he is
like,
on
the
floor
coach stuff
of
is great,
Congress.
but what makes him
Tim's
so
commitment
genuine
to
is when he
service
talks.
all comes back to
And
the
so, like, I
values we
get the
grew up with.
packaging around
Love
it,
your
but let the
country,
man spit,
help your
dude.
neighbor, and fight for what's right, because that's what America is all about.
It's one of those things where it's like
middle-class kids. One, a daughter of Oakland, California. The other, a son of the Nebraska Plains, only in America. Is it possible for them together to make it all the way to the White House?
Let's go, Tim. You coming through, Tim? Is that you?
Please welcome the Democratic nominee for Vice President,
Let's go.
Governor Tim Walz.
I'll play it. I know I won't play it right now. From the window to the walls, to the vote strip down my balls. All the, no, I'm not gonna. I can't play it. I'm already gonna get copyright strike. Come on, Coach Walz.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ah, ski. One thing that I do like about him that's genuine is I definitely think that he's actually overwhelmed by this moment. It's a huge moment for him.
Thank you, first of all, to Vice President Harris. Thanks for putting your trust in me and for inviting me to be part of this incredible campaign. And a thank you to President Joe Biden for 4 years of strong, historic leadership.
Oh, she's crying.
It's the honor of my life to accept your nomination for Vice President of the United States.
I think what makes them so powerful is they seem like, because they seem like average people, it's like, oh my God, what if an average person got that job?
Reason. We love this country. So thank you to all of you here in Chicago and all of you watching at home tonight. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your determination. And most of all, thank you for bringing the joy to this fight. Now, I grew up in Butte, Nebraska, a town of 400 people. I had 24 kids in my high school class, and none of them went to Yale. But I'll tell you what, growing up in a small town like that, you learn how to take care of each other. That family down the road, they may not think like you do. They may not pray like you do. They may not love like you do, but they're your neighbors. And you look out for them, and they look out for you. Everybody belongs, and everybody has a responsibility to contribute. For me, it was serving in the Army National Guard. I joined up 2 days after my 17th birthday, and I proudly wore our nation's uniform for 24 years.
There you go.
My dad, a Korean War era Army veteran, died of lung cancer a couple years later. He left behind a mountain of medical debt. Thank God for Social Security survivor benefits. And thank God for the GI Bill that allowed my dad and me to go to college, and millions of other Americans.
He's a good speaker, man.
Eventually, like the rest of my family, I fell in love with teaching. Three out of 4 of us married teachers. I wound up teaching social studies and coaching football at Mankato West High School. Go Scarlets! We ran We ran a 44 defense. We played through to the whistle on every single play, and we even won a state championship. Never closed the yearbook.
Very
people.
good pacing. He's definitely on teleprompter, but it's okay. He's
inspired me to run for Congress. They saw in me what I had hoped to instill in them, a commitment to the common good, an understanding that we're all in this together, and the belief that a single person can make a real difference for their neighbors. So there I was, a 40-something high school teacher with little kids, zero political experience, and no money, running in a deep red district. But you know what? Never underestimate a public school teacher.
Good line. Good setup.
I represented my neighbors in Congress for 12 years, and I learned an awful lot. I learned how to work across the aisle.
He's now
on
America's
issues like
dad.
growing the
Stan
rural
Smith can
economies
fight me.
and taking care of veterans. And I learned how to compromise
Thanks, King Jamoose,
without
for the $2.
compromising my values. Then I came back to serve as governor.
Fun to watch
and
this
we
with you
got
too,
right
Clancy.
to work, making a difference in our neighbors' lives. We cut taxes for the middle class. We passed paid family and medical leave.
Let's go.
We invested in fighting crime and affordable housing. We cut the cost of prescription drugs and helped people escape the kind of medical debt that nearly sank my family. And we made sure that every kid in our state gets breakfast and lunch every day. So while other states were banning books from their schools, we were banishing hunger from ours.
Solid.
We also protected reproductive freedom because in Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and the personal choices they make.
Let's go.
And even if we wouldn't make those same choices for ourselves, we've got a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
He's fired up. He's doing good. He's got the bars, bro. His energy is so solid, dude.
IVF and fertility treatments. And this is personal for Gwen and I. If you've never experienced the hell that is infertility, I guarantee you, you know somebody who has. And I can remember praying each night for a phone call. The pit in your stomach when the phone would ring, and the absolute agony when we heard the treatments hadn't worked. It took Gwen and I years, but we had access to fertility treatments. And when our daughter was born, we named her Hope. Hope, Gus, and Gwen, you are my entire world, and I love you. I'm letting you in on how we started a family because this is a big part about what this election is about. Freedom.
Got me.
When Republicans use the word freedom, they mean that the government should be free to invade your doctor's office. Corporations, free to pollute your air and water.
Jennifer Smith, third night in a row. You had the East Coaster up past midnight. Thank you for making this digestible. Bars. Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you for the $10. That means so much.
We mean the freedom
Appreciate
to make
you.
a better life for yourself and the people that you love.
You're wonderful.
Freedom
Hit me in
to
the
make
feels,
your
man.
own health care decisions. And yeah, your kids' freedom to go to school without worrying about being shot dead in the hall.
Say it plain, dude. No problem. Say that shit plain.
I'm a veteran. I'm a hunter. And I was a better shot than most Republicans in Congress, and I got the trophies to prove it.
Let's fucking go. Talk that shit.
But I'm also a dad. I believe in the Second Amendment, but I also believe our first responsibility is to keep our kids safe. That's what this is all about.
Good shit, dude.
The responsibility we have to our kids, to each other, and to the future that we're building together, in which everyone is free to build the kind of life they want. But not everyone has that same sense of responsibility. Some folks just don't understand what it takes to be a good neighbor. Take Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Their Project 2025 will make things much, much harder for people who are just trying to live their lives. They spent a lot of time pretending they know nothing about this. But look, I coached high school football long enough to know, and trust me on this, when somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're going to use it.
Not bad.
And we know if these guys get back in the White House, they'll start jacking up the costs on the middle class. They'll repeal the Affordable Care Act. They'll gut Social Security and Medicare. And they will ban abortion across this country, with or without Congress. Here's the thing. It's an agenda nobody asked for. It's an agenda that serves nobody except the richest and the most extreme amongst us. And it's an agenda that does nothing for our neighbors in need. Is it weird? Absolutely. Absolutely.
There it is.
But it's also wrong. And it's dangerous. It's not just me saying so. It's Trump's own people. They were with him for 4 years. They're warning us that the next 4 years will be much, much worse. You know, when I was teaching every year, we'd elect a student body president. And you know what? Those teenagers could teach Donald Trump a hell of a lot about what a leader is. Leaders
the framing is
don't
great.
spend all day insulting people and blaming others. Leaders do the work. So I don't know about you. I'm ready to turn the page on these guys. So go ahead. Say it with me. We're not going back.
Dude, that is loud. I already know.
Better to offer the American people. It starts with our candidate, Kamala Harris.
Crushing it, dude.
From her first day as a prosecutor,
it's inspiring,
as a
man.
district attorney,
Small.
as an attorney general, as a United States senator, and then our vice president, she's fought on the side of the American people. She's taken on the predators and fraudsters. She's taken down the transnational gangs, and she stood up to powerful corporate interests. She has never hesitated to reach across that aisle if it meant improving your lives. And she's always done it with energy, with passion, and with joy.
He messed up one word, but he got locked in right afterwards.
We've got a chance to make Kamala Harris the next president of the United States. But I think we owe it to the American people to tell them exactly what she'd do as president before we ask them for their votes. So here, this is the part, clip and save it and send it to your undecided relatives so they know. If you're a middle-class family or a family trying to get into the middle class, Kamala Harris is going to cut your taxes. If you're getting squeezed by prescription drug prices, Kamala Harris is going to take on Big Pharma. If you're hoping to buy a home, Kamala Harris is going to help make it more affordable.
The mileage on this guy is great.
And no matter who you are, Kamala Harris is going to stand up and fight for your freedom to live the life that you want to lead. Because that's what we want for ourselves, and it's what we want for our neighbors. You know, you might not know it, but I haven't given a lot of big speeches like this.
Literally all we need right now is a not like us drop at the end.
But I have
Thank you,
given a
Derpy
lot of pep
McDurpinstein, for the $5.
So let me,
if Tim Crip walks,
I'll finish with
go
this
nuts.
team. It's the fourth quarter. We're down a field goal, but we're on offense and we've got the ball. We're driving down the field. And boy, do we have the right team. Kamala Harris is tough. Kamala Harris is experienced, and Kamala Harris is ready. Our job for everyone watching is to get in the trenches and do the blocking and tackling. 1 inch at a time, 1 yard at a time, 1 phone call at a time, 1 door knock at a time, 1 $5 donation at a time.
Let's go.
Look.
I'm hype, bro.
We got 76 days.
I'm hype.
That's nothing. There'll be time to sleep when you're dead. We're going to leave it on the field.
Good shit.
That's how we'll keep moving forward. That's how we'll turn the page on Donald Trump. That's how we'll build a country where workers come first. Healthcare and housing are human rights. And the government stays the hell out of your bedroom. That's how we make America a place where no child is left hungry, where no community is left behind, where nobody gets told they don't belong. That's how we're gonna fight. And as the next president of the United States always says, when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, thank you. God bless.
Killed it. Killed it. Killed it. Absolutely killed it. Shit, dude. That's good. And it's on par with Barack's speech yesterday. And I mean, then just in terms of, oh, this kid. In terms of energy, man. Got everybody's energized up. Sorry for the F-bomb. Don't be sorry. We're a rapper channel. Good shit, dude. Good shit. You know what? It's even better. I think this is why this is what I was saying when he got picked, right? Shapiro is a good pick when you're trying to play. let me just say this real quickly. I'll put this on my main thing right now. Turn up the light. Okay, Shapiro is a good pick if I just want people to see the see the pablum. Shapiro is a good pick if you are trying to play basic electoral politics, and honestly, that does not favor Democrats. You need to have a more broad-based, like, marketing strategy. Like, these guys are filling the airwaves and dominating the conversations because people know the social platforms, the conversation bleeds out. Walz is such an effective speaker, way more effective than Shapiro. Not because Shapiro is a bad speaker. Shapiro is a very good speaker. But he is an old-school Obama-like speaker. You're going to get what you expect with Shapiro, right? Like, it's such an establishment choice. So there's not like, you're okay, I know you're going to hit the points. Great, cool, right? When you see Michelle Obama come out, you want to see that energy, right? When you see Barack come out, you want to see that energy. When you see Biden come out, okay, I get it. Soul of America, all that kind of stuff. Walz, the coach thing, we get it. You're a coach. But you always get fire near the end, right? Like, every single speech he's given, he's always punched, which is great. That energy is really, really strong. And I think those clips and that vibe will translate out to a lot of different things and give him a lot of advantages when it comes to, let's take away from the stump alone, but like every time he's posting something on social, on Twitter or Instagram or something, where everybody's talking about him, sharing just a clip of him just being normal, sharing his kid right there, standing up, crying, like his family, just like in awe of him, that made me tear up, man. Because, again, like, he's not playing it, like, it's very clear on his face that this is a lot for him. Like, this is, whoa, I'm the guy in Minnesota, governor was a big thing, but whoa, this got nuts so quickly. And I think that is, I think that's the essence of what he runs with, right? Like, that, you know, I didn't expect to be a national politician. I'm not trained to be a national politician. I'm still learning this teleprompter shit. And his family, like his wife, his wife and his kids are just so like, this is nuts, right? Like it's like a Disney movie where, like, you know, Matt Damon had that line about Sarah Palin, like it's like a really funny Disney movie where this soccer mom gets to be president, and that was a pejorative to Sarah Palin. Here's the thing: this is a guy who has experience, and his experience is vetted, right? It's like he's a much stronger candidate, but on top of that, like he's hitting the questions out of the park. He's studying, he's doing the work, but he's still in awe, and that awe is what the Palin campaign had, which they lost because of Sarah's inexperience. He has it, and he's running with it, and he's doing really, really well. I mean, like, you have that a little bit with Harris when she was chosen by Biden. You can tell that she was like, I'm in this moment right now. I didn't think I'd be, because especially with her fight with Biden early on in that first debate. And he has a good tempo. Like, that's a great point, William PH. He had a great tempo. One thing that I am frustrated by, I'm frustrated with the teleprompter. Like, I'm just getting really annoyed with just trying to fuck with the teleprompter the whole time. It's one of the most annoying things for me, watching people fuck with the teleprompter. I hate it. I wish it didn't exist. I wish you could just get rid of that shit. But it is what it is, you know? Like, people, the committee wants them to use the teleprompter. They want to be on script. That's fine. He was smart enough to try to rephrase. Like, you could tell he's rephrasing things, right? Like, sometimes you'll see something on a teleprompter, you'll turn away because you get the gist of it, and you'll rephrase it. Midway through, he started to do that. And then there are lines that he knows he wants to hit. He hits them, and he hits them hard. So he did a great job. He messed up once. If you can see, this is a little trick that nobody will tell you. When you're reading a teleprompter, live or you know, for a rap show, if you fuck up one word, the next like 7 to 10 words you're gonna just destroy an ace, because like the one thing you're trying not to do, you already did. Oh, you fucked up, the world didn't end. Fuck it, I'm gonna hit this next one extra hard, and the energy just picks up from there, right? If you're a good performer, that's what happens. That's exactly what happened here. He messed up. She'll take on the professional criminals. I don't know what he was trying to say, but she'll take on something, and then he messed up, and then he said take on the cartel gangs and the big corporations and she'll fight for you, big pharma, all that, right? He hit that really hard. So yeah, I mean, I think that was effective. I do want to call attention to one thing, and I think it's important in this moment. Like, they're killing it, right? They're absolutely killing it. But it is a disservice if we do not call out this one thing, and I'm going to bring it up on screen for you guys to see, because if I don't call it out, then nobody will, and it's not fucking okay. All right? Give me one moment. That. Uncommitted delegates urged the Democratic Party to reject a hierarchy of human value by ensuring Palestinian voices are heard on the main stage. We are learning that Israeli hostage families will be speaking from the main stage. We strongly support that decision, and also strongly hope that we will be hearing from the Palestinians who've endured the largest civilian death toll since 1948. Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. Let them speak on stage. After seeing the rest of the speakers tonight, I get the strategic idea these guys have. They're trying to appeal to Gen Xers. Gen Xers do not have nuance on a genocide right now, which is unfortunate and fucked up. They don't, like, a lot of the crowd they're trying to hit don't understand the nuance of the situation because of the amount of propaganda and everything coming out. That being said, yeah, they should get to speak. They should absolutely get to speak. It should not be a game, you know? And yeah, man, I don't know what else to I don't know if it's showing for you guys. Oh, okay, it's showing. But yeah, it's necessary. And Mehdi Hassan has been tweeting about this all day. Listen, I will say this, from what it seems like they're getting a lot of support online. So I have a little bit of hope that this will actually change. This isn't like one or two people. Look, you had Mark Ruffalo retweet this, right? You had AOC retweet this, right? Just as we honor the humanity of hostages, we must too center the humanity of the 40,000 Palestinians killed under Israeli bombardment. To deny that story is to participate in the dehumanization of Palestinians. The DNC must change course and affirm our shared humanity. You know? Ta-Nehisi Coates fucking came off the bench and knocked it out of the park with a article in Vanity Fair talking about how the Palestinians need a representative on stage. And I get it. They're trying to look, the uncommitted movement is playing this game the right way, which is, it's frustrating to watch them go through it, but they're fighting it, and they're doing well. They went outside when they were denied, and they stood outside. Like, I wonder, are they still streaming? I think they're still streaming. If they are, I'm gonna tap into that. Oh no, they're not streaming. Oh, play recording. They stream for about 30 minutes. I don't want to clip a moment in the space. Okay, cool.
To fight for freedom across the world.
I'm playing the inside game. I came here to have a productive time as a Democrat, as a delegate who was sent here by my people, by Michigan's 12th congressional district, honorably led by Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. I was sent here with a message that we need a change in Gaza policy. And I came here and I was organizing for a very specific thing. And the Democratic Party was telling us, we'll get back to you with an answer, And the vice president made a decision, she and her team, that the answer is no. And so...
That's fucked up.
I'm reminded of when I was a congressional staffer in August of 2021. We had done everything we can, working with Congresswoman Cori Bush to ensure that the federal eviction moratorium would be extended so that we can protect people, so that we can save their lives. And our movement, which is very popular, we represent the majority of Americans. We're winning. It's precisely because they're winning and there are pro-war forces in our country.
I saw them talk about Israel and Palestine on the DNC. I did see them talk about it, but this is specifically about getting a Palestinian
so you can try to suppress us.
Speaker
We're
up
not
there.
going anywhere. You can try to suppress us. We're not going anywhere before November. We're people who mobilize people. We're movement people. We're not going anywhere in 4 years. We're not going anywhere in 8 years. We're people who are engaged. You're not going to get rid of us. And we're going to engage within the system. And when the system tries to suppress us to a point where it's unbearable, when the system tries to suppress us and our voices to a point where it's unbearable, I cave into myself. I ask the 15-year-old in me, what do you need? What do you need? And that child in me who survived US-funded Israeli bombing is saying, I need the bombs to stop. And that child needs to be, and that child's perspective, and someone who represents that child's perspective, and a Palestinian American specifically, needs to be represented from that stage in there. I need to be heard. I need to be heard. And so Vice President Harris, unfortunately, has made the decision that the child in me, the American child in me, who was certain my own government was going to kill me, is not going to get to be heard at this convention. The answer is no. And so I responded to our friend. I responded to him and I said, no is unacceptable. No is unacceptable. We must be heard. This level of suppression is unacceptable. This level of suppression is unacceptable.
Oh shit.
Hey, Roger, how are you?
Wow.
We're at a press conference right outside. Okay, we tried everything we can. Okay, we're just asking to be heard. We're asking for our voices not to be suppressed. And Roger, you know, I'm someone who works within the system. Okay, I'm someone who works within the system, and I was asking a very reasonable ask not to be suppressed. I was asking very reasonable ask on behalf of our Palestinian siblings not to be suppressed. And the vice president's decision to suppress us is unacceptable. And so I've run out of options from my position as a delegate. And so I'm leaning into my power as a regular, everyday person, and I'm sitting here, and I'm not going anywhere, Roger. I'm not going anywhere. You all need to change your mind. I hope you change your mind. Call me if you change your mind. Yeah, call me if you change your mind, Roger. Thank you. I know. Thank you. Thank you. Please pass it along. Tell the vice president that I'm sitting outside. I'm not going anywhere. I hope she changes her mind. The Palestinian children need to be heard. Thank you.
Oh shit.
Thank you.
I don't know.
I'm going to be sitting down right here. I'm not going anywhere. If any of my
the way it's done, dude.
If any of my uncommitted delegate siblings choose to sit down with me, please say your name, say who you are, and feel free to take a seat. And also, there is no pressure. I am making this decision alone. I've never been arrested in my life. I don't intend to be arrested.
See,
I just
when
intend
you're
to stay here
talking
until I get a
about
call from the DNC telling me that they won't suppress the voices of Palestinian children.
Listen. I just need to make this very clear. Look, when people say about like protests being uncomfortable, protests do need to be uncomfortable, but they need to be effective. This dude knows what he's fucking doing. He's fucking awesome, right? First off, listen to how he phrased every single word there. Every single word where he put the onus on, because the second you start to make it an ad hominem thing, where somebody is being strawman for their decision, like if you tantamount a decision of somebody in power to something, where the intent is evil, and you demonize the decision, immediately they become cagey, and you can't. That's not pressure on them. They can get sympathy in the court of public opinion, which is fucked up, but that's the way some of that shit works, right? Here is the thing that is pretty fucking sick. These guys made that, like, everything they're saying is like look at, like, he says Kamala Harris's decision, like she wasn't like he didn't say Kamala Harris doesn't want that kid to be unheard. He said Kamala's decision means that kid won't be heard. That 15-year-old Palestinian kid that used to be won't be heard on stage. He's torturing the action as opposed to the intent of the person, which makes it, which again, people will immediately question intent anyway. People will focus on the action, and the action is what needs to get changed. And he's tying himself to that action. He got a call from somebody there. He was smart about the way he phrased it. That is effective activism, right? Because let's say even if tonight it doesn't get resolved, that is now a conversation. That is now a snowballing conversation where people can immediately attach on who are middle ground. Like that's where anybody's like, oh, well, they're not doing all of the little things that the media tells us will disqualify you from like that's a very smart way to do that. And it plays to the middle of the crowd. It plays, actions require thought. All actions require thought. But this is media, dude. This is the way media works. People are not rational when they're looking at social media. Have you looked at X? X is filled with motherfuckers looking. Motherfuckers will go onto X looking to stitch somebody they disagree with. Like how often will motherfuckers go and find a tweet and be like, you know what? I'm looking for something under this hashtag which will piss me off to dunk on somebody. That is like how TikTok and Twitter both work, right? What he does here, specifically within politics and playing this little pablum game, again, he works within the system, is pressuring it. That's the way you effectively pressure it. There are built-in protocols for silencing protesters that a lot of people don't know exist within marketing, within public spheres. He knows them. He fucking did a Freedom from Gundam Seed dodge and shot right there. Shot right at the weak point. And now they have to address it. Or they run the risk of, hey, this person was perfectly reasonable, you're not being reasonable. And he had backup from Ta-Nehisi Coates. Smart.
That they will accept our very humble request for a Palestinian to be featured from this stage. Thank you.
And he contextualized the whole protest. The protest is so contextualized now that any breakup of it looks bad. Oh my God, my camera turned off. Got too hot.
My name is June Rose. I'm an uncommitted delegate from the state of Rhode Island.
Got too hot. Okay, give me a second. You're not going to see my face for a second, but you can hear my voice.
Where for 8 years, this party has stood loudly.
You're not going to see my face for a second, but you can hear my voice. I'm sorry.
Against Donald Trump's fascism. And for
being, I want to be treated like a human being.
I love all these people, but I want to see how this ended. I was watching this earlier.
Stage. You guys have heard all night, all week actually, that calls for a ceasefire and invoking what's happening, the tragedy of what's happening, of whose life matters and whose doesn't, except Palestinians aren't allowed to speak. And so I'll be here. I'll stop there and allow some of my other fellow delegates to speak. But that I wanted to ground us in the current ask, which is to have somebody speak from that.
I feel. Those cops.
Many of the voters who are Americans.
The smooth sounds of Zetzabani. Thank you.
Have lost family members.
Yes. Thank you.
As a
Too hot for
result
the phone.
of the bombs that their tax dollars are funding. I struggle.
I'm guessing this ran out of battery.
Empathize to picture
This phone.
what that must be like.
Yeah, that 100% the phone probably ran out of battery for them. Like my fucking thing overheated. It is what it is. I mean, oh, they released another statement. Okay, 8:50. Holy shit! Oh, this just dropped. This just dropped. Uncommitted delegates were denied a request for a Palestinian speaker on the main stage at the DNC in a stage sit-in outside the convention center, lifting up the simple human moral demand for not another bomb. Statement from the delegates at the United Senate participating in the sit-in. We are waiting for a phone call from Vice President Harris and the DNC to allow a single Palestinian-American speaker from the convention stage. Our party's platform states that every life is valuable, whether American, Palestinian, or Israeli. We will conduct the moral act of sitting in at the convention to try to push our party to align our actions instead of just our words. With the notion that every life is valuable by simply allowing a Palestinian American to speak from the stage. The U.S. continues to be the largest supplier of the Israeli government with bombs and weapons that have been used to kill more than 40,000 Palestinians in the last 10 months. We must stop this. The denial of a speaker from the main stage at the DNC is emblematic of attempts by the Democratic Party establishment, not its voter base. Look at this. This guy is a fucking... These people are G's, dude. To silence discussion towards a change of course on this disastrous policy. Sign the petition for calling for not another bomb. Follow for updates. Before this, I got to do... Could be other live streams online. Before this, I got to do a little podcast with Ole. Post the link. Yeah, I got you guys. I'll post the link in the... I'll post the link also when this video goes up for if you're looking for this in the description. I'll post the link as well. There you go. It's in the chat. Listen. I mean, two things can happen at once. Oh, thank you so much, Toby Dandelion. Great stream. Thanks for covering the DNC. Appreciate you, Toby. Very kind of you, brother. Thank you for the super chat, the $5. I appreciate that, man. Like all that shit helps us keep going, you know? Yeah, I mean, look, it is not like, again, you don't have to have cognitive dissonance to understand that Kamala Harris is important and a good candidate for this stuff. By the way, I'm not covering it because I like her as a candidate. I'm covering this because it's an actual exciting convention. I don't like political conventions, as you can see me shit-talking. You saw me shit-talk Amy Klobuchar. Like, I don't like political conventions. I think they're kind of boring most of the time. But, like, I'm covering it because it's important. I think she's a good candidate. But you can also have the opinion that it's ridiculous that a Palestinian American can't speak from the stage. They're making a pretty reasonable ask. These schedules move around all the time, and I understand, there's less time, blah, blah, blah. That's not the point. Politically, it's smart. You're being pressured politically. Like, this is your chance. And by the way, they're going to play ball. Like, it's very clear they're going to play ball. They will ask for things. They like the blowback you get from this is not going to be as much as the blowback you get from not doing it. And it's the same with the Tim Walz decision. You know, that Tim Walz decision is a long-term decision in terms of, okay, this guy is a great speaker. You're going to get clips from it. You're going to get stuff that builds up over time that helps our campaign in the long run, right? This decision, you're going to get clips the opposite way that builds up over time that may hurt you, you know? I think Kamala can still win, but I think she knows that that's a harder battle, and I would hope that she's smart about it. And I think like there's two ways out of this. They probably either A, cave, which I think they should, let somebody up on stage, maybe three ways out of it. B, let somebody up on stage with someone else, which is a shitty thing to do, but, you know, it'll happen. Or C, she probably includes language that they want to say in her speech, which is an effective compromise, which could happen. They'll probably include some language that the Palestinians want to hear. She'll definitely have to mention it. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to build up, and I get why tonight they would try to put the block up there because of who they're trying to reach out to. I don't think it's unreasonable then to say that they should be able to talk tomorrow. Just saying. I don't think it's ridiculous to ask that. Those guys weren't like people kicking and screaming and saying, I'm going to vote for Jill Stein. That's not what they were doing. They were doing exactly, that is the textbook, like, best political punch you could do, leveraging everything they have. That's a solid political protest. Oh, Vi is online. Okay. Come hang and watch the DNC. Journalists versus creator squabbles. Yeah. I was going to make a diss track on Pepsi for Phil. But, you know, he can make his own. He has a six-pack now. This motherfucker. Next time he comes to LA, I'm going to give him shit for his six-pack. Not speaking of solid TMZ, independent delegates are staging a sit-in. The attitude... 6 seconds ago. This is evolving. The attitude from the Dems cannot be that these people are simply spoiled to fund. Their demands are moral, reasonable, and just. Forcing Israel to commit ceasefire through measures beyond tough talk will also be electorally beneficial for the Democratic Party. See, like, and then Hassan can do this shit. This is such good... Bro! First off, if these guys don't get to speak now, anybody in their right mind should back one of these people for a seat. Because they will fuck shit up in Michigan. They will clean up. Rashida's fierce, but talks a lot of shit, and a lot of people try to get it for her. These guys know how to play this game better than anybody I've seen. What an amazing group of people. Man. Just from a game standpoint, like game recognized game. Also, yeah. Netanyahu. By the way, just to let you know, it should not be like crazy that Netanyahu is holding shit up. He has done that. Netanyahu's a threat to Israel as well. Like if you're pro-Israel, Netanyahu is a threat to Israel. He is fucked up the judicial system. He fucking stole from Israeli citizens. He's a piece of shit. He is a piece of shit. And when he is out of power, the world will be an immensely better place. Fuck that guy. Also, Bill Clinton spoke. I don't know. I understand the mixed feelings on Bill Clinton, but man, he broke an ironclad Republican stronghold. Government in your progressive fave was never going to be the one to do it. Y'all under 35 don't know what it was like. That is a very fucking... That's a What the fuck? What is this? I mean, bro, yeah, he did that, but like, Rush Limbaugh revolutionized talk radio, but he's still a piece of shit. Also, Rush Limbaugh, yeah, dude, like that's not a Howard Stern, like, is probably honestly the real father of modern podcasts. If you go all the way back to somebody talking shit on a medium and breaking through, but to be honest, you're not gonna see him at the DNC, even though he's Democratic. There are levels to this shit, my guy. I don't think I get that Bill's a president, but like, you know, I heard he had a line about 50 million to 1 million, which is something. Hillary Clinton, yeah, I don't know, and especially with the way like more stuff about how Monica Lewinsky was treated, it's not a great look, but you know. Let's see. Netanyahu's a textbook example of an arsonist firefighter. Yep. You heard about Trump having talks with Benny Boy? Benny Boy? Oh, with Benjamin? Yeah. That's what I was referencing. Like, it's a violation of the Logan Act. For those of you who don't know, Trump is, it has widely been reported that, or it's been asserted by some journalists that Trump is talking with Netanyahu to delay ceasefire talks in order to bolster his own shit, to bolster his re-election chances. That is illegal. It's illegal. Yeah. Look, I think there's two things you can take away from it. You can be profoundly upset with the I am pretty upset with the uncommitted people are being treated. It's I'm appreciative that they called back and they understand I think they understand the gravity of it. You know, and you could also say that Tim Walz knocked that out of the park, which he did. This was the moment, dude. This is the moment. That's the moment. That's the moment, dude. That's a clip. That's a clip. And then Hope also crying right there, too. Hope crying, and then Gus just being like a mess of himself, just being like, oh, man. That's going to play well. That's Gus looking like... This is a meme face, dude. This is a meme face. This is a meme face. This is a... That's a dragon. One Piece. There we go. Meme face. What else? What's another meme that we could do? What is it? When you buy when you get fries from a fast, and there's a random onion. There's a random onion ring in there. When you're 10 points. And Steph Curry has the ball. You're at a Marvel movie and Chris Evans is on. Captain America picks up meal on. There you go. There you go. Those are my contributions. Let's see if those pick up. I don't know if they will. Somebody brings you chicken parm after you have your first child. Or how about when the mac and cheese is... Cheese is bubbling. That's my own personal. That's my. Whoa! What the fuck, bro? Whoa! I am not gonna be on Twitter right now. Nah, not today. No. Let's cut that out. Let's not do that. No, sir. We're not doing that. We are not going back, sir. We are not going back. How dare you? Oh, God. No, not today, Satan. Oh, God. Okay, well, that was a wonderful stream. I had a good time. It's 9 o'clock. Have we... Matt, did you feed the cats? No, I will. Oh, okay. All right, okay. We probably got to feed the cats. Feed our cats. And stuff like that. It's going to be a good time. I appreciate you guys for sticking around for the stream. For some reason, when I stream, a bunch of people try to unsubscribe from the channel, which is weird. I think that... Do you have a problem with me streaming? Then it's like it's still. If I stream video games, you unsubscribe. Stream politics, you just not like things that are live. The fuck, you know? It's weird. All right. I appreciate y'all for hanging with me and being wonderful and being badasses and sticking through that. I will be back tomorrow with the big Kamala Harris speech, and then I'm going to see if I can do a Zed Talks on Friday about everything that happened. And we'll go from there. All right? Okay. Love y'all. You're dope as fuck. Alrighty.